Okay.
So as I said, as a support to a family, and just from A to Z, anything that you can think of when a family loses a loved one. No one plans to lose a child or a loved one in a violent manner. So you can imagine that, you don't even know where to begin. How do you even process the feelings, right? So how can you take the steps to do the necessary things that need to happen after you lose a loved one? Um, and then once you establish that relationship, it never ends with the Nonviolence Institute unless you want it to. Because once you're victimized or you lose a loved one, then it's never going to go away. You may process and learn to grieve and heal throughout the time, but it never goes away. You still have a loss, and we want to be able to support in any way that we can. So including doing things like this for memorials, candlelight vigils, walks. Sandra and I have been on some walks together, um, honoring GIO on his birthday or on the anniversary. So yeah, that's what we do.
Thank you so much, Lisa.
You're welcome.
I really appreciate you.
Oh, I appreciate you too. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. You want to come sit back down? Come on. It's okay. And next, we are truly privileged to have the gifted poet Suave joining us today. His heartfelt words have the ability to deeply touch the hearts of everyone he encounters. Whenever you're ready, Suave.
How y'all doing? Can y'all hear me?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yes, yep, I can hear you.
Okay. How y'all doing today? I am Suave the Poet. Thank you for reaching out. Just an opportunity like this just to help somebody who went through something so traumatic is just kind of what I stand for. So I wrote a piece. I've been traveling for the last couple of days, so it's just been chaotic, but I had to make sure that I took the time and, focus on writing this piece for you, okay? So, y'all can still hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Every second of our life creates memories. And within a second of our lives, things can become memories. And losing some things is like a table without the centerpiece. It creates this real, like, unsturdy feeling. Unfortunately, the healing is not as simple as fixing it with a screw. It doesn't matter what you do, certain things you go through can't be replaced. Life is that centerpiece. Once it's taken away, you'll feel unsturdy forever. Things will never be the same, but they do get better. You just have to find a balance. The balance between heartbreak and beauty. We could plant our feet and get stuck in the what ifs, or we could think about that little booty on the feet of that little cutie that was known as Baby GIO. And those are the memories that we owe to ourselves. As a parent myself, I can't help but to think about what you felt. But what we will feel today is joy. I know he never had a chance to share a toy with his older brother, and I know as a mother that you'll probably feel a flutter in your chest every time you think about him. But think about the 3 months y'all had to share. Think about the bubbly personality he had. Think about the bubbly personality he had already and the smile that probably made you stare at him like nothing else mattered. He was 3 months old and already lifting his head up, but when your heart shattered, you started putting yours down. Lift it up, Queen, because your little prince already has his crown and he gets to wear it for eternity. We must all remember that every time we feel our heartache, there is beauty in every heartbreak, and the memories are what we make of them. And his family owes it to him to never let go. Let us remember the precious life of Baby GIO. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Suave. I really appreciate you. And now, Sonia, are you here? I'm also glad to have Sonia joining us, who's an amazing friend. Okay. Who's an amazing friend with a wonderful voice, and her skillful guitar playing creates a warm and uplifting atmosphere that brings us all together. So whenever you're ready, Sonia.
All right. This is for GIO. I turned off the Wi-Fi. I actually made it worse, so I turned it back on.
All right, try doing it. Try singing like a little louder.
Okay.
Or maybe like move a little bit away from the maybe the
Mike?
yeah, I think that would
All right, wait.
just move a little. Yeah, okay.
Tell me what.
Yeah, still cutting. I'm sorry.
Sound better? It sounds better now?
Well, you started, but then it just started cutting off.
Man, Sandra, I'm sorry. I feel like I'm
No,
taking up
it's
your
okay.
time.
It's okay. I know you really wanted to do it, and
I wanted to sing it. I learned it and everything. But I don't know why it's
what if
not.
you try singing it without the like a cappella, without the guitar?
Acapella without the guitar?
Yeah, maybe.
Tell me, what does it look like in heaven? Is it peaceful? Is it free like they say? Does the sun shine bright forever? Have your fears and your pain gone away? 'Cause here on earth, everything's missing since you left. And here on earth, everything's different. There's an emptiness. And I hope you're dancing in the sky. And I hope you're singing in the angels' choir. And I hope the angels know what they have. I bet it's so nice up in heaven since you have arrived.
Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank
I'm
you.
sorry. I'm sorry I couldn't do it with the actual guitar.
I know I really wanted it with the guitar, but it's okay. You still sound
Okay.
good without it.
All right.
Thank you so much, Sonia. I
problem.
appreciate you.
All right, you too.
And Rosa, are you in here? Rosa, baby. I don't think I've seen her come in. I don't think she's in here. So Rosa was supposed to be here, but I apologize for the inconvenience. Lastly, I would like to introduce David, also known as Cookie. He's from the Bikers Against Child Abuse. And Bikers Against Child Abuse is a global organization that helps abused child. Cookie and his group have stood by me throughout court proceedings and always providing support. So whenever you're ready.
Okay, thank you. So my name is Dave Galbraith, aka Cookie. I'm the retired president of Bikers Against Child Abuse. I want to first thank Sandra for inviting me to speak to you all today. I really appreciate it. So I met Sandra back in 2016. Sandra had reached out to Bikers Against Child Abuse to receive support during this tragic time in her life. Sandra explained what had happened to her precious little boy, Giovanni. My heart broke as she told me her story. Hearing Sandra's story made me very angry. The thought of somebody hurting an innocent little child, let alone an infant that couldn't cry or talk for himself, infuriated me. Bikers Against Child Abuse usually lend support to the children of abuse, so this was certainly uncharted waters for our chapter. Sandra also explained that she was organizing a memorial walk to honor her courageous little boy. We as a chapter decided that we wanted to support Sandra and her family any way that we could. We all decided to join the walk to help spread awareness of what happened to Giovanni. The walk began at Roger Williams Park, and then we walked through the streets of Providence with pictures of Giovanni in our hands, and a sense of pride came over me in my entire chapter. I thought to myself, what better way to remember a baby boy than to join Sandra and her family on this walk? It was a beautiful day, the sun was shining, and everybody on the walk was full of energy. It was at this point I knew Giovanni was smiling down on his mama and her family. I spoke with Sandra about her son Giovanni, and I asked what his personality was like. Sandra said Giovanni was always smiling and extremely smart, and at 3 months old, Giovanni was holding his head up to see what everybody was doing. Although I never met Giovanni, I know this little boy had a heart of gold. Giovanni would have been 7 years old this year. My guess is that he would have been pestering his big brother Alvin to play with him and teach him new things that only big brothers know how to do. And I'm sure Alvin, like any big brother would do, he would laugh and play and tease his little brother, but would always protect him. It has been an honor to be a part of Sandra's life the past 7 years, and I'm so thankful that I got to know her story about her little angel Giovanni. I found a poem that touched my heart, and if you would allow me just a couple more minutes, I would like to read it to you all. The title of the poem is Tiny Footprints. These are my footprints, so perfect and small. These tiny footprints never touch the ground at all. Not one tiny footprint, for now I have wings. These tiny footprints were made for other things. You will hear my tiny footprints in the patter of the gentle raindrops, like angels' tears of joy and not from pain. You will see my tiny footprints in each butterfly's lazy dance. I'll let you know if you give me a chance. You will see my tiny footprints in the rustle of the leaves. I will whisper names into the wind and call each one of that grieves. Most of these tiny footprints are found in mommy's heart, because even though I'm gone, now we'll never truly part. I love you, Sandra.
Love you too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too.